The Galactic Education Consortium had strict rules. No unauthorized material transfers. No emotional attachments. No deviation from the approved curriculum. Paul had broken all three that he stood in Administrator Vexlar's crystalline office, his worn teaching satchel clutched in weathered hands. The Krillian administrator's multiple eyes blinked in synchronized disapproval, her translator chirping with cold precision. Your termination is effective immediately, Human Paul. You violated Protocol 7 Alpha by providing personal possessions to student Isla without proper authorization forms. Paul's jaw tightened. They were just shoes. The kid was walking barefoot through ice corridors. Irrelevant. Vexlar's mandibles clicked. Resources must flow through proper channels. Your contract with Nexus Prime Academy is void. Outside, Isla waited by the transport platform. Her new shoes, Paul's spare pair, hastily modified to fit her smaller feet, scuffed but warm. She was human too, one of the few dozen scattered across this sector after Earth's refugees had dispersed following the expansion wars. Her dark eyes held that peculiar human quality the other species found unsettling, hope mixed with stubborn defiance. Mr. Paul. Her voice cracked. They said you're leaving. Paul knelt down, ignoring the curious stares of passing Zinthari students with their perfectly fitted environmental suits and family-purchased learning modules. Listen, Isla, you keep studying, all right? Don't let anyone tell you humans don't belong here. But you helped me. You always help us. And they fired you for shoes. Sometimes doing the right thing costs something. He managed to smile. That's a very human problem. 3 days later, Paul was sorting through recycled protein packs in his cramped habitat pod when the message arrived. The holographic display flickered to life, showing a stern-faced human woman in formal Earth Heritage Council attire. Paul Chin, I'm Administrator Morrison from the Estate Resolution Bureau. I'm calling regarding your great-uncle, Marcus Chun. Paul blinked. I haven't heard that name in 15 years. He passed recently on Kepler 442b. According to our records, you're his sole surviving heir. She paused for effect. Mr. Chun, your uncle owned Chun Interstellar Logistics. The fortune amounts to approximately 47 billion galactic credits. The protein pack slipped from Paul's fingers. The money could have bought him a comfortable retirement on any paradise world. Instead, 3 months later, the Chun Foundation Academy opened its doors on Nexus Prime. Free of charge, the building itself made a statement. While other institutions favored the sleek, sterile architecture popular among the consortium species, Paul had designed something different. Wide windows, common areas with actual furniture instead of meditation pods, a cafeteria that smelled like real food, and a shoe bank by the entrance. Isla was his first scholarship student, but she wasn't the last. Word spread through the refugee networks, a human school that didn't require authorization forms for basic kindness. Within a year, the enrollment had grown to 200 students, not just humans, but Krillians whose families couldn't afford consortium fees, Zinthari outcasts, even a few young Draconians rejected by their own rigid academies. Administrator Vexlar filed 17 formal complaints. Paul framed them on his office wall. You're disrupting the established educational paradigm, she declared during one particularly heated consortium meeting, her translator practically smoking with indignation. Your foundation undermines the merit-based system. Paul leaned back in his chair, surrounded by representatives from a dozen species. Merit-based? You mean the system where students succeed based on what their parents can buy? Where a kid goes without shoes because helping violates protocol? A Zinthari delegate shifted uncomfortably. The human makes a point. The human, Paul continued, is demonstrating something my species learned a long time ago. Compassion isn't a protocol violation, it's a survival strategy. We take care of each other because that's how we thrive, not in spite of it. 5 years after opening, the Chun Foundation Academy had become the most sought-after institution in 3 sectors. Their students didn't just pass exams. They innovated, collaborated, and displayed that dangerous human tendency toward creative problem-solving that made the orderly species of the consortium nervous. Isla, now 16, stood at the podium during the annual showcase, presenting her thesis on adaptive environmental systems. She designed a heating unit that cost 1/10 of standard models and could be built from recycled materials. Behind her, Paul watched from the audience, his hair grayer but his smile genuine. I learned this approach from my teacher, Isla said, her voice steady and strong. He taught me that the most advanced technology means nothing if it doesn't serve people. All people, even the ones without shoes. The applause from the mixed species audience was thunderous. Later, in his office, Paul found a message from the Galactic Education Consortium. They wanted to discuss partnership opportunities and learn from the Chun Foundation's innovative approaches. He deleted it. Instead, he walked to the shoe bank, where a new pair of worn sneakers sat, donated by a graduated student for whoever needed them next. The plaque above read, "Sometimes doing the right thing costs something." That's a very human strength. Paul Chun had been fired for giving shoes to a poor student. He'd inherited a fortune from a distant uncle, but his real wealth walked these halls every day, in the hundreds of students who'd learned that kindness wasn't a protocol, it was a choice. And humanity had always been terrifyingly good at choosing compassion over convenience. Outside, the twin sons of Nexus Prime said over a school where no child would ever go without shoes again.